My name is Maria Moncayo, and my presentation is on hand washing as a key element of disease control. A large percentage of foodborne disease outbreaks are spread by contaminated hands. Foodborne pathogens can get on our hands through many sources in our environment and can move from our hands to the food during preparation and handling of the food. Hand washing prevents those organisms in our hands from moving to our food and causing disease. It is a key element of disease control because it is a simple and effective method for reducing the spread of pathogenic microorganisms that are spread through food, and it also reduces cross-contamination. Hand washing is a prevention intervention for many foodborne pathogens such as norovirus, Shigella, hepatitis A, E. coli, and Salmonella. Reports indicate that a simple act of washing your hands with soap and water reduces incidence of diarrhea from Shigella and other causes by up to 35%. Most studies on foodborne disease and hand washing have explored factors behind poor hand hygiene and how hand washing can reduce the risk of food contamination and cross-contamination. One of the main studies had found a significant relationship between hand washing and the reduced incidence of foodborne illnesses. The study specifically focused on the role of hand washing in safe food handling by consumers. It investigated whether washing your hands with soap before preparing a meal at home could result in the reduction of self-reported incidence of foodborne illnesses. The results indicated that washing your hands before food preparation led to a reduction in foodborne illnesses, which is consistent with previous research that suggests that behaviors such as hand washing are an important element of food safety management. Even though the studies have demonstrated the relationship between hand washing and the prevalence of foodborne illnesses, most of the information collected on consumers and hand washing practices is self-reported. Therefore, it may not be as accurate on the actual number of consumers who perform proper hand washing before food preparation. Also, the data collected has not included any information about the length of time that consumers spend washing their hands, or whether the consumers consistently wash their hands effectively throughout the whole food preparation process, or only the start of the preparation process. On a recent study, a questionnaire showed that consumers stated that they were knowledgeable about safe food handling practices and had heard about people becoming ill from eating chicken. But after a video recording of consumers during their meal preparation, it was revealed that 65% of the consumers did not wash their hands before starting meal preparation, and that consumers that did wash their hands, the hand washing duration was less than 20 seconds, with the CDC recommending at least 20 seconds of hand washing. And in 1/3 of the hand washing events, soap was not used. This lack of hand washing and improper hand washing practices during food preparation is a main issue of preventing foodborne disease illnesses at the consumer level. When addressing proper hand washing, it is important to understand what proper hand washing is. Therefore, here's a short video that explains some of the steps of proper hand washing.
Step 1. Wet hands. Step 2. Apply soap. Step 3. Rub hands palm to palm. Step 4. Rub back of hands. Step 5. Rub palms with interlaced fingers. Step 6. Rub back of fingers with fingers interlocked. Step 7. Rub each thumb. Step 8. Rub tips of fingers in a circular motion. Step 9. Rub wrists. Step 10. Rinse hands. Step 11. Turn off tap with elbow. Step 12. Dry hands with disposable towels.
Proper hand washing is very important, and this is always important on a health education level in order for consumers to understand what proper hand washing is.
Step 1.
Apart from proper hand washing, it is also important to wash hands immediately after engaging in activities that contaminate the hands, not just at the start of the food preparation process. Some examples of when someone should wash their hands during the food preparation process is when entering the food preparation area, before engaging in food preparation, before handling clean equipment and serving utensils, when changing tasks and switching before handling raw foods, after handling soiled dishes, equipment, or utensils, after touching bare human parts, for example, parts other than clean hands and clean exposed portions of the arms, after using the toilet, and after coughing, sneezing, blowing the nose, using tobacco, eating, or drinking. Human activities play an important role in food safety, and we face many challenges in keeping our food safe. Therefore, one of the goals from the Healthy People 2020 is to reduce the foodborne illnesses in the United States by improving food safety-related behaviors and practices. One of the objectives of this goal is to increase the proportion of consumers who follow the key food safety practice of clean, wash hands, and surfaces, showing how important hand washing is in order to prevent foodborne illnesses in the United States. The objective is to increase this clean wash hands practice from 67% of consumers that follow this practice in 2006 to 73.9% in 2020. Therefore, many organizations such as the FDA, the CDC, the USDA, Fight Back, and WHO have actively promoted hand washing in consumers and have come up with health education materials in order to increase proper hand washing and also increase the amount of hand washing in consumers. An intervention that was created in order to keep food safe and to prevent foodborne illnesses, and that has also helped increase the knowledge on proper hand washing and to increase the amount of hand washing that consumers do while preparing food is Fight Back. It is also an intervention that will allow Healthy People 2020 goal to be met and the objective too. Fight Back is a campaign that educates consumers about the 4 core practices and that can help reduce the risk of foodborne illness. The first core practice, which is clean, has a hand washing component in it, and it emphasizes washing your hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 minutes before and after handling food, and after using the bathroom, changing diapers, and handling pets. There's also many other interventions that the FDA, the CDC, the USDA, and WHO have created. which shows how important hand washing is and how important it is to educate consumers about proper hand washing techniques and when hand washing should be done during food handling. Proper hand washing is a simple preventive practice and effective intervention for reducing foodborne illnesses. Even though it is critical, it is often overlooked as an intervention step in the prevention of foodborne illnesses. Educating on proper hand washing is very important in preventing foodborne disease, but it is a very difficult goal to achieve. Behavioral changes are hard to attain, and hand washing is primarily a behavior that is learned and reinforced during early childhood. Therefore, it is critical to introduce food safety topics in the classroom and present in a manner that both instills the idea and modifies the child's behavior to implement the idea in order to produce a future generation that is more aware of simple but effective measures that can reduce foodborne illnesses.